Good morning, our friends on Facebook, and good morning to our friends on Instagram. Tanja here, Leadership and Mindset Specialist for real estate and property professionals. Welcome to Mindset Mastery Monday. It is Monday, the 6th of August, and it is wonderful to kickstart this day with you. Today's session is really going to give you access to achieving personal awareness and personal empowerment so you can focus your awareness and intention on the places you want to go rather than being stuck and oscillating in some of the places you don't want to reside. We're going to talk about where do you reside in your mind and what impacts is that having on you, your life, and your ability to manifest. Before I begin, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Karen George, who's the Director of Property Management out at Richardson and Wrench at Caboolture. Good morning, Katrina Maddock. Lovely to have your company. Good morning, Paul. Thanks for joining us for Mindset Mastery Monday. Big thanks to Karen George, who I met at Revive last week. She came up to me and said, thanks for doing Mindset Mastery Monday. Every morning, I share it with 26 of my team members every Monday morning. So thanks for sharing the love. The whole intention is to give you access to achieving personal empowerment. So thanks for your company. Nice wave there, Paul. Thanks, Katrina. Okay, fantastic. So today's session, like I learned this lesson maybe back in 2005, and it really had me have greater awareness around where do I put my attention and focus. Good morning to the Queen of Confidence. So consider that what happens up here, this is like prime real estate. Your mind is prime real estate and you have two residents. You have the landlord of your own reality. The landlord, I love you too, Queen of Confidence, changing lives one woman, one mama at a time. The landlord of your reality is focused on growth, focused on your greatness, focused on investing in your future. All of their attention and focus goes on building a great life for you and your family or your community. And then we have the unwanted squatter of your subconscious mind. This isn't even a person. This is a collection of stories from the past, things that have happened to you, because it's not ever what happens to us, it's what we decide as a result. And let me unpack this a little more. When you were a kid, did you ever go in the playground and want to be friends with someone they didn't like you? Were you ever in class and the teacher asked a question and you knew the answer and you put your hand up to answer the question and you were so excited because you knew the answer and you got it wrong and they laughed at you? Did you ever fall in love with somebody and want to marry them, even as a 15-year-old like I did, and they went away to Queensland and came back engaged to their ex-girlfriend? Did you ever go for that job and not get it? Did you ever lose a listing? Did you ever make a mistake? Well, consider it's not what happens to us that alters our state of mind. It's the stories we tell ourselves, and the collection of stories is the squatter of our subconscious mind. And it leaves rubbish everywhere, like this. I'm not good enough. I don't belong. He's better than me. She's better than me. I don't have enough money. I'll never be successful. I'm fat. I'm skinny. I'm wrong. He's right. And this goes on every day, every second, every hour. And then our mind becomes a hot mess of stories that aren't even true. So today I want to give you access to why do we do that? Do you know that you do that? Give me a thumbs up if you know you do that. Do you know that you litter your mind with negative thoughts, your prime real estate, every minute? Sometimes you're conscious of it and sometimes you're not. So today's session is going to give you a look behind the scenes. Why, even though we know we do it, why do we do it? So give me a thumbs up if you know that you do that. So yes, Katrina's like thumbs up. Absolutely. So why, if we know that we do that, do we keep doing it? Well, there are 5 benefits that the subconscious squatter gets out of littering our prime real estate. And I want you to actually get a pen and paper. I want you to write these down because I'm going to invite you to look at which one of these benefits of the subconscious squatter is been your greatest currency that's given you kind of access to sabotaging you completely fulfilling your greatness being expressed out there in the world. So grab a pen and paper or your phone ready to take notes if you can. Okay, so the main benefits, there are 5. Like people say to me, there's no benefits of littering our prime real estate of mind. There's actually 5. So get ready to write these down. Number 1, we get to be right about all those crappy beliefs we tell ourselves. We get to be right about them. And I don't know about you, but there's no trophy for being right. There is no trophy for being right about the shitty stuff we tell ourselves, but we get to be right about our opinions, beliefs, judgments, and assessments about ourselves, others, and the world. Awesome. Isn't that great? The second benefit our subconscious squatter gets out of littering the prime real estate of our mind is it gets to avoid responsibility. We get to avoid responsibility for living our greatest life, for having those tough conversations, for making those decisions, for moving forward, for cleaning up the debris of the past. We avoid responsibility. We blame others, which leads us to the third benefit that our subconscious squatter gets. We get to stay safe and comfortable in familiar territory of suffering. We don't like it, we don't love it, but many of us have set up camp there, little fire, and we're even toasting marshmallows. We're kumbayaing in our own suffering. I know that sounds pretty harsh, but it's actually a reality. Consider that some of us would rather be safe and comfortable in familiar territory we don't like, rather than take risks, rather than step into the unknown. And you just need to look at people in dysfunctional relationships, even when they're being physically, emotionally, or mentally abused. They don't like it, but they know that place. And if we don't relate to ourselves as more worthy of something greater, we will stay there. Good morning, exquisite chauffeurs. Lovely to have your company here on Mindset Mastery Monday. The fourth benefit we get out of staying in the squatter of our subconscious mind is we get to be a victim. And what that truly means is we get to believe that we don't have the power to change our external reality. We don't believe we have the resources or the ability to alter the landscape that we live in. And many of us use resources as an excuse, a reason, or a justification why we don't go for what we want. And take a look for yourself. Do you say you don't have time? You don't have the money? Good morning, Miriam. Lovely to have your company too on Facebook. What reasons, justifications, and excuses are you making to not fulfill on your intentions? Good morning, Johan. You might have to watch the recording. I've given a lot of good stuff already up front. So that's the fourth benefit that our squatter, subconscious squatter, gets out of sabotaging our success. And finally, why are we addicted to being right about our negative beliefs? Hello, Miriam. Why do we avoid responsibility of doing the things that we know we need to do to make the difference and live the greatest life we would love to? Why do we stay safe and comfortable in familiar territory, not taking risks, not putting ourselves out there, not following our intuition that is calling us to be the greatest version of ourselves? Good morning, Johan. And why do we play the victim? Why do we give the power to our resources like time, money, energy, or other people? Why do we not relate to ourselves like we have the power to live the greatest life possible? It's because fundamentally, the fifth benefit that our subconscious squatter gets out of littering our real estate of mind is we get significance. See, when we were a kid and stuff happened to us, whatever it was, the meaning we added primarily was we're not good enough. And when we live a life that we're not good enough, we look for a lot of evidence to be right about it. Some of us even create drama to give our existence a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose, and a sense of significance. So I invite you to take a look at, if you feel like you're stuck or oscillating, or you know that little voice in your head is sabotaging the greatness of you and your life being fulfilled, which is the greatest currency for you? Which benefit of your squatter is really running the show? Are you addicted to being right about your beliefs, opinions, judgments, and assessments of yourself, others, and the world? Are you avoiding responsibility for making that call, taking that action, getting up early, doing that thing you know you need to do to produce the results that you desire? Are you playing safe and comfortable, fearful of the unknown, not willing to take a risk? Are you being a victim, relating to yourself like you do not have the power to alter your external circumstances? Or ultimately, are you just seeking significance? Because like all of us humans, to some degree, we just don't feel like we're good enough. Have a look for yourself. I'm keen to know. Now, when you become aware of the 5 benefits that the subconscious saboteur, that squatter in our mind, gets out of littering the prime real estate of our intellect, then you can do something about it. So check that list and choose which one has been holding me back, which one has been the one that's been sabotaging the fulfillment of my greatness more than others. And then my invitation is this: take responsibility for it. The true distinction of responsibility means I am able to respond, but you're not able to respond unless you go behind the scenes and you have a look at what's really going on in the background. And when you become aware and you can see those benefits and you go, yeah, you know what? I can really see I've been addicted to being safe and comfortable, hanging out in familiar territory that I don't like. I had a woman come up to me at a conference I spoke at last week, shaking after I shared this distinction, tears in her eyes, saying to me, Tanja, you just kind of gave me a bit of a wake-up call. Good morning, Mickey. Love to have you join us. I really appreciate you hanging out at Mindset Mastery Monday. She said, Tanja, you've just opened up my awareness. I now know what I need to do. I need to actually, good morning, Maddie. I need to let go of that relationship. I need to have that conversation. And this woman has stayed in a relationship for 22 years that didn't serve her, and she knew it, but it was safe and comfortable. She sent me a message over the weekend saying she did it. She feels completely transformed. Yep, there's some actions she's going to need to take. I'm sorry about the lighting. The sun is coming into the office room. Morning, Steph. Lovely to have your company. So when we have awareness of the 5 benefits that the squatter of our subconscious mind gets, when you become responsible for being right about your shitty beliefs about yourself, others in the world, avoiding responsibility for doing the things you know you need to do, playing safe and comfortable, not taking risks, not putting yourself out there, not following your intuition. By the way, did you know your intuition is your inner teacher, your inner guide? Your gut literally just means give up thinking. Follow your soul, because that knows where you want to go. That is the landlord of your own reality. When you are being a victim to external circumstances, relating like you don't have the power, and when you're seeking significance because at core we don't feel good enough, you're not going to fulfill your potential or your greatness. Really sorry about this lighting. I'll move around a bit. So knowing all of that, knowing we have 2 residents in the prime real estate of our mind, the landlord of our reality and the subconscious squatter that litters our mind with negative thoughts and creates beliefs that we act upon, knowing that is one thing. Knowing the benefits that our squatter gets out of littering our mind and kind of residing in our prime real estate is another thing. The key is taking responsibility for which benefit you've been getting the most, then taking an action. So I said when I promoted Mindset Mastery Monday, I'm going to share with you how to evict the subconscious squatter that is sabotaging the fulfillment of your greatest potential. Now, give me a thumbs up if you thought we just need to get rid of them or we want to push them out of the landscape of our mind. Did you think that that's the way it was going to go? Well, where attention goes, energy flows. If I have something over here that I want to get rid of, that I don't want to be there, and my focus is on I've got to get rid of this, I've got to get rid of this person, I've got to get rid of this belief, I've got to get rid of this saboteur, this squatter of my mind, where's my focus? It's on it. So where attention goes, energy grows. What we want to do actually is send it love. I know that sounds very kumbaya, but consider that the little voice in our head that sabotages the greatness of our true existence being fulfilled is the voice of our inner child that didn't get the love, nurturing, friendship, or acknowledgement that we desire. Yeah, Stephanie, giving me a thumbs up. Please don't hate on yourself when you have those negative thoughts. You're human like me. We're all going to have them. We're hardwired that way. The intention of this Mindset Mastery Monday is to let you know it's normal, to let you know that just like me, you were a kid that wanted to be accepted too, but now many of us are grown adults with a little Tanja, a little Maddie, a little Johan, a little Miriam, a little Steph, a little Erica. and it's sabotaging the fulfillment of who we truly are. And I know you know this. So what do? When we have those crappy thoughts, just have awareness around it. Just have awareness and go, whoop, thanks for sharing, but I'm choosing something else. I'm choosing to focus on that intuitive voice. I'm choosing to take that risk. I'm choosing to be responsible and get up at 5 o'clock, like I said. Just thank it for sharing, send it love, because it's only the voice of fear. And the voice of fear is false evidence appearing real. A lot of the things that we tell ourselves are stories. They're not even true, and they sabotage our greatness being fulfilled. So be the landlord of your own reality. When the squatter of your subconscious mind is littering your prime real estate, being your mind, with negative thoughts, opinions, judgments, and assessments of yourself, others, and the world, just thank it for sharing and choose a more useful thought, a greater belief. As what's his name? Please tell me, I've forgotten his name. Oh, he's a great speaker. Useful belief. I'm going to post, because I invite you to read his book. Steph, who is it? You know, I'll come back to it. Remember, you're the landlord of your own reality, not the saboteur of your subconscious. You have the power to choose where your thoughts, attention, and energy go. Therefore, you have the power to create the reality that you desire. All I want for you is access to being happy and deeply fulfilled. So I hope that you found this useful. Please share with me. Marty's giving me a thumbs up. Please share with me. What was the lesson that you learned from this conversation? Chris Helder. Thank you. I knew it was Chris. Chris Helder's great book, Useful Belief. If you haven't read it already, I invite you to read it. I think he may have just actually put it on audiobook. Thanks, Steph. You're a lifesaver. Nothing like live TV, right? Did you find this useful? Did you find it useful to learn that you've got a landlord of your reality and a subconscious squatter? The subconscious squatter is just, wanting to be right about their crappy beliefs, avoiding responsibility, playing safe and comfortable, scared to take a risk, being a victim of their own reality, and seeking significance because, like all of us human beings, to agree we don't feel like we're good enough. Don't try to push it out of the building of your mind. Thank it for sharing, send it some love, and focus on that which you desire. I invite you today to take an action in an area you've been thinking about for a while, to get that phone call complete and speak your truth even if your voice shakes. Incredibly useful. Where energy goes, attention flows. Exactly. I had a woman ask me for coaching this week, and she said she's about to launch into a big business and follow her dreams. And guess what? Her saboteur is going off. Good morning, Tina. Thank you for joining us. When you go for the things that you desire, when you go for the things that you want, here's what you've got to know. Your ego, or for the boys, your he-go, for the women, our she-go, is going to sabotage that because it's scared. It doesn't want to fail. It doesn't want to look bad. It wants to be perfect before it even tries. Just do it anyway. And whatever happens, don't make it mean that you're a failure. The most successful people are the ones that have failed the most. They just don't collapse. I'm a failure with failure. They just know that they've eliminated one way to fulfill on their heart's desire. You're welcome, Paul. I'm about to wrap up. Please let me know if you found this useful. Please practice being the landlord of your own reality. Send love to the subconscious squatter in your mind that is littering your mind with the rubbish that you've been telling yourself and we've been telling ourselves for years. You deserve better. Send it love and start focusing on the things that you desire. I wish you much love. If you have any questions around how to master your mindset so you can turn your dreams into realities, please write them down. Please direct message me. And if you have someone in your business or life that you know would actually find this incredibly useful, then I invite you to tag them. I invite you to share it. Or as Karen George is doing, the director of PM at Richardson and Wrench in Caboolture, she sits down with her team, 26 people, and shares it in service of their fulfillment. That's the whole intention. I wish you a wonderful week. Also, please remember, we do have the exclusive scholarships to participate in Tom Ferry's Success Summit, which kicks off in the States tomorrow. This is 3 days of speakers, 11 of the best lead sources, 33 of the best marketing campaigns, 6 trends that are going to definitely influence and impact your business between now and 2020. You get it thanks to TMJ Coaching for $100 off. So jump onto www.tmjcoaching.com.au Summit Scholarship to get yours today. Much love. Have an amazing week. Let me know if you found this useful, and I wish you every success. Bye to our friends on Facebook and bye to our friends on Insta.